Well, when a teenage boy died at Discovery Ranch last fall, the Mapleton facility was put on a conditional license and not allowed to enroll new kids for 3 months.
But DHHS decided to lift the new patient ban 2 months early, leaving the boy's family confused and concerned. KSL investigator Courtney Johns looked into Utah's licensing rules. Curious what you found.
Yeah, well, the boy's parents say that they spent around 17 grand a month, and that's after insurance covered that. Trusting Discovery Ranch would take care of their son, but they say instead, staff left him unsupervised when he needed help the most.
There's a hole in my heart. Yeah, he's
His name was Baruch.
It means blessing in Amharic.
I love you.
loved good food, good music, and his family.
Josh and Katie Silvers adopted him along with his brother from Ethiopia, giving them a childhood filled with laughter. But as Baruch got older, they say he struggled.
It was drug use, alcohol use, and we just knew, given Baruch's past, that although these are typical in the teenage world and it's part of growing up, experimentation, we were more fearful for him.
An education consultant recommended Discovery Ranch, but Katie says her son got worse at the facility. After 6 months, they started making other arrangements and sent Baruch a letter.
Said, I love you, get excited you're coming home. But he never got to read it.
Instead, Josh got a devastating call on November 5th.
It's the most hopeless feeling I've ever had.
They say another boy found Baruch's body.
I didn't know he was struggling. I had just redone his room.
But days later, Katie received Baruch's medical records, which showed less than 2 weeks before his death, he told his therapist twice he was suicidal and had a plan, similar to the way he died. She emailed his therapist.
You spoke to me every day. I called you every day. How could you not tell me? Obviously, I didn't get a response.
That's when she contacted the KSL investigators. We learned on November 26th, 3 weeks after Baruch's death, the Utah Department of Health and Human Services determined Discovery Ranch did not follow their suicide prevention policy, did not provide an appropriate level of supervision, and failed to protect Baruch from harm when he said he was suicidal. They issued a 3-month conditional license, requiring extra inspections, staff training on suicide prevention procedures, and a detailed plan on effective communication between staff when someone is suicidal. The facility also could not admit new patients.
I was glad that they saw what we saw, but I was so sad because it meant that they could have done better.
But that new patient ban was lifted 6 weeks early on January 13th. A DHHS spokesperson said all that is needed to lift the ban are 2 inspections in a row without any issues related to the reason for their conditional license, and increased monitoring would continue. During the new patient ban, they had 4 inspections in December. In the last 50 days, they've had 1.
He was so much more than this.
The Silvers hope their son's story someday leads to change.
I like that.
So parents can protect
He was a blessing and he was a gift.
what matters most.
And he forever will be.
Discovery Ranch's conditional license runs until February 26th, and we did reach out to Discovery Ranch. They said because of a pending lawsuit, they could not talk about it, but wrote, we have extended our condolences to his parents, and we are working to heal the pain and shock caused to them, our staff, and other residents.
Yeah, we'll see if there's bigger changes in the future, right? That's what the family's hoping for, bigger changes, right?
Yes, and they have spoken to Senator McKell about this. He is one of the senators who worked really hard to create lasting legislation a few years ago regulating facilities, and we have heard that they are working on a bill, so we hope to see some new changes in the future.
All right, keep us posted. Thank you very much, Courtney.